You are listening to The World as I See It podcast. 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 As I See It. Hey everyone, future me here. I just wanted to jump in quickly because I have some exciting news for The World as I See It podcast. So I am bringing a friend onto the show, and she is a college student, visually impaired, and she has a guide dog. I would love to hear your questions about how she goes through college, guide dog training, and anything else that you want to know. You can put your questions in the comments down below, or you can email me at theworldasIseeitpodcast@gmail.com. Okay, let's jump into the episode.
Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of 2026. I'm so incredibly excited to kick off a brand new year with all of you. So, I wanted to start with something that a lot of people wonder. And it's, how do I actually imagine things? How do I visualize pictures? How do I see things like the sky or mountains? Things that I can actually reach out and feel with my hands, in my mind. And to be honest, it's hard to find the right words to explain this, but let me try to paint the picture for you as best as I can. So, since I have never had any vision, I don't know what things look like in the way that you do. I don't see anything necessarily. I don't have like a blank screen or a movie playing in my head with shapes floating around, but I also don't see like you do. Like, I don't see lights in my mind. For me, seeing, it's about really feeling and my other senses. My mind, it doesn't use light to draw. It uses the information that I gather from the world around me. Before I go further, I want to do an exercise with you. If you closed your eyes right now, wherever you are, unless you're driving, think of a picture, any picture. You see the light and the shapes, right? Well, let me tell you what I see in my mind. So, I know that if you've never met a blind person, you may not know where to start when you're trying to describe something. It takes practice, but you don't, have to just describe every single tiny detail, when I promise you, everything doesn't have to be a texture. Now, before I continue, if you haven't heard episode 3 yet, you should definitely go back and check it out. I talked all about how I don't see colors. I feel colors. Red is heat and blue is a cool, breeze. And if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen to it, and that may help you understand this better. Before I continue, when I say you don't have to describe every texture every single time, let me explain what that means. So if there is something like the sky, and there are, those fluffy clouds in the sky, well, I may not know what those look like, and the best way you can describe it is with a texture. You don't have to describe that every single time. Or if it's a new color that I've never heard, associating that with something that I do know, you don't have to do that every single time. And this is for those of you who have never described anything before. So, anyway, let's continue. So, Once I have those associations of if you tell me someone has a red hat on, I don't need a lecture on the type of fabric and all that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be that detailed. I already know what, red and a hat saved in my head. I already know what that looks like. I know what red looks like. I know what it feels like. I know what the hat feels like. So once you give me that foundation, I know it. It sticks in my head. But then there's the big stuff, like the sky. And people always wonder how I picture the sky since I can't touch it. So, to me, the sky is like this massive open canvas that changes. So if you tell me the sky is a deep royal blue, I feel, the how vast it is and how cool it is. If you tell me that there are wispy clouds, I imagine something that's light and floating, almost like a feather. But if you tell me that the clouds are dark and heavy, my mind shifts and it feels more, more intense. And that tells me, oh, it's gonna rain. Here's the thing. I don't need a physical texture for the sky. I just need the vibe of it. Now, if I've never known what the sky looks like the first time, yes, I need the texture. But again, once I learn that, it sticks with me. I hope that all made sense. Again, this is one of those that is so hard to explain for me. Trying to explain how y'all see pictures is probably hard too. So anyway, this brings me to how I actually describe things. How would you describe something to me? So think of it as a casual chat, first off. One thing you should definitely do is use comparisons. So, tell me if something is shaped like a triangle or if it's as tall as a house. That gives me a sense of scale. Please, don't be afraid of using the wrong words. I'd much rather you tell me for you to describe it and get it slightly off than for you to just stay quiet because you're nervous. Just talk to me like, we're just hanging out. Another thing, be super detailed. Tell me the colors. Just because I can't see the colors, it doesn't mean that I don't want to know. I want to know everything that you can see in that picture and that you can describe to me in that picture. On the flip side, something you shouldn't do, don't just give me a label. If we're standing at, a lookout and you just said, there are some mountains over there. Okay, first off, where's over there? Because I can't see that. Second, that's a horrible description. Because you know what it tells me? Nothing. It's like a book with a title, but no pages. It's too vague. Way too vague. An okay description would be, the mountains are big with snow on top. Okay, better. It's a start. But, there's more that you can give me. It's a bit flat. It's like this, grocery list. It's just facts. It's just too basic. What I really love is when you give me a great description that uses textures for things that I can't reach or that I don't know what it looks like. So if you tell me these mountains are jagged and sharp, like shards of broken glass piercing the sky, or that the snow looks like a thick, heavy woolen blanket draped over the rocks. Now, I'm getting somewhere. That texture, it gives me the mountains, weight. Like, it makes it like three-dimensional, I guess I could say. I've also been having so much fun with the Meta Ray Bans lately because of this reason. I took them to an aquarium and the AI was describing the fish to me. Now, is it perfect? No. But it told me how they were, darting around and what colors they were. And it gave me that independence to see the world on my own terms. I could get all the detail that I wanted. And I can have as much detail or as little detail as I want. And it's the same with social media. If you see a funny video like a dog trying to walk, in little booties for the first time, don't just laugh and move on while I'm sitting there. Describe that to me. Tell me how the dog is, lifting its legs all high and looking confused. I want to be in on the joke too. And this is also why I can't really answer when people ask me, what do you think I look like? Because again, I don't see like you do. I can get your personality from your voice. I can tell if you sound friendly or not, or even if you're tall or not. But I can't guess your face, because if I think your voice sounds scary, you're probably the nicest person in the world. I've tried to guess what certain people look like before, and I've been wrong. So, just keep it natural. Give me the vibe and the details that stand out to you. My world isn't just dark, it's crowded with detail. And the more details that you give me, the more that I get to experience the world and understand what you're looking at. The more detailed descriptions you give me, the better I can visualize what you're trying to explain. If you have any feedback, questions, or ideas for future episodes, definitely email me. My email is theworldasiseeitpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can put them in the comments down below. Stay curious and keep listening.
You've been listening to the World as I See It podcast.